It would be naive of me, of anybody in this office, to say that ethnic politics and all aspects of the political realm aren't important in these conversations. But I'll tell you what's most important. Criminal justice and criminal justice reform and the roles that district attorneys play and prosecutors play is a topic of national discussion. The Bronx has seen its fair share over the years of cases that highlight how we ourselves need to rethink how we address these issues and how we best serve our community.
True.
So I'll tell you right now, unequivocally, what's most important is that whoever we consider has to be someone with the right background and the right qualifications for that job. That comes first and foremost to anything else. Would I tell you that we won't have a consideration about all the other aspects of this decision? I'm not going to say that. But what's most important is that whoever we consider, and there's more than one person that's being floated who has expressed an interest or that members have brought up. So we're looking at a number of things, but the most important thing is the qualifications that the individual has to be our nominee in November.
I will not mention the judge that is already talked about that is going to get that anointment.
There is a judge who's been talked about, right, whose record is impeccable.
And I'm not going to mention her. But again, you see how it appears to be a chanchullo. I'll give you this. If you're wide open, I believe you, Marcos. The problem is that I think that you inherited. Look, the Marcos Crespo I know, I believe. The problem is that, Bronx County, I mean, this is like a farm of political nonsense and maneuvering that has gone on way before you.
Tell me a community where that doesn't exist.
I didn't say, but the Bronx is a mess. The Bronx has a PhD, a doctorate.
That's not true.
Yes, it does.
That's not true. The Bronx has its own history. The Bronx has a unique history because it's been, for longer than most other communities, it's been people of color who have served in that role. But the fact of the matter is that every community, every political organization, whether it's Republicans who are in charge or Democrats who are in charge, make decisions based on what's their best politics. That's, as a county leader, I'll tell you.
You're not denying
I'm respectful.
You're not denying. Okay.
I'm a county leader. I'm not going to apologize for being a county leader, making political decisions. That's what we do. But in every decision that we make, here's what you can trust. That whatever we do, you're never going to see me champion something politically that makes no sense in the public eye. We're making a decision. If we come to that, we have first steps first. The judicial delegates have to decide whether or not the district attorney gets that nomination. Should he get it, it opens up a separate question. Who becomes our nominee in November to face a Republican and a conservative opponent in the race for district attorney? That decision, if I would have come to you Friday and you say to me, you guys ended up selecting someone who has no background in criminal justice, who's never tried a criminal case, who's never dealt with this issue, how could you explain that? In that case, you could say pure politics.
Is the name of that judge, who happens to be very qualified, is she in the running?
Yes.
So it would not be a surprise if you select her?
I might not know. It shouldn't be a surprise. Her name is the only one that's been floated on, but there are other names that have been brought up with experience.
Luis Sepulveda, who happens to be the only attorney up in the delegation to the Bronx, out of all of you guys or gals, is the only attorney. Is Luis Sepulveda a consideration? Because he wrote to, and I published something the other, as a matter of fact, on first read Saturday, the weekend read. I talked to him, he had talked to me, he said he met with you, that you guarantee, he says he trusts you a lot, that you've never, in essence, screwed him. And is he on the table to consider, on the people consider?
Well, he's someone who has put his own interests out there. He's put his consideration out there, and that's fair to have a conversation. I would argue, yes, he's an attorney, not quite a criminal attorney. That's not the realm that he has served in terms of that. Is he a candidate? Yes. I have a lot of respect for Louis.
I'm just telling you what he told me.
I hear you. And you mentioned that I had a conversation where you mentioned the word screwed. I wouldn't say that.
No, I said it.
You
didn't say screwed.
Oh, okay. So the fact of the matter is, I had a conversation with him, and everything I've said to him is factual.